Okay, so we are doing a CMA report live today. We're going to dive into my computer. We're going to do a complete breakdown. You're going to watch me go through the steps as I do a CMA for an actual client of a walkthrough that I just got back from. And I'm going to show you how to break this down and do this in about 15 minutes or less. So let's dive right into it and let's get you going on CMA reports. Okay, so let's dive into this CMA report. So this is a really good house. It's a duplex. One of the units is a townhouse. And we're going to dive right in here. We're going to show you how to do a quick CMA report, one that's accurate, one that doesn't take your whole day going through data. And at the end, I'm going to show you how to put it together in a nice report that you can export as a PDF, send out to your clients, or you could print it out and bring it to them in person. So let's dive right into this. So long story short, when we go do a CMA, the first thing I typically do is I will go in here into Google and I'm just going to see what is going on with the house, what is online, what's published. I'll open up some different tabs. So I'm going to look here, see what's going on. Okay, so we have 4-bed, 2-bath. We know that's not accurate. I was just at the house, so I know that that data is not correct, but we have a rough idea of square footage. We have usually a rough idea of the value. Now, obviously, take that with a grain of salt. They're not always accurate, but click around, go on to different websites, get some rough ideas, and kind of see what you're dealing with. From here, what I typically do is I'm going to go back to MLS and I'm going to put this address into MLS under multifamily search. So this is actually a 2-unit house, and we're going to make sure we go under multifamily. We click the map. We're going to put the address here, and we're going to zoom in. Wrong town. Let's see, Woonsocket. Let's see. Okay. About right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this radius tool and I'm just going to go out with, I'm going to try not to cross main roads. If you can find comps without crossing main roads, it's always a good thing. If you can stay within this particular neighborhood, then that would be great. But if you can't, you can always cross those main roads if you have to. Try to stay within a 1-mile radius. The tighter you can get to this house, the better. But if you need to expand, you can expand. Just make sure you know that it's one of those things where the closer you can get to the house, the better off you're going to be. So if we go back in here, I'm going to check off sold. I'm going to check off pending. I'm going to check off. These are going to have the most weight per se. So with the solds, you want to make sure that those have the most weight. But you also want to check pending, and you want to check active and coming soon, and any deals that are under contract. So you want to look at the whole market, but just keep in mind the sold deals always hold the most weight, and then the pending deals, and then kind of work the way up from there. So you do want to see the actives because you want to see what your competition is. You want to see what your seller is going to be facing when they put their house on the market, but you can't really hold those numbers per se as true numbers because they haven't sold yet and the market hasn't validated that price yet. So let's click in here. Let's see what we got. What I would also do is kind of niche down a little bit more and just make sure you put 2 units, and that will wipe out some more. So you don't want to be comping a 2-unit against 3-unit properties. That's not going to do you any good. You want to do like for like properties, especially if you're looking at 4 units or less. So here's what we got. We got a wide variety of prices. This one is a really nice comp. I like this a lot. This looks good. Yep, really nice. So just to give you some feedback too, I went to the house earlier today and we did a walkthrough just to get a feel for what it's like inside. And it's a spectacular house. It's a townhouse, so the second unit has 2 stories. It's 4 bedrooms. It's hardwood floors. Everything's in great shape. It's got stainless steel appliances. So we're going to be at the upper end of the market anyway. But before you do a CMA, if you can, try to get that walkthrough experience so you can kind of touch and feel everything and really get an idea of how the house that you're going to be potentially listing compares to these other houses. Because the last thing you want to do is run comps and not know what you're dealing with, and then, totally misprice the house, and then the seller's kind of like, hey, what are we doing here? You don't know what you're talking about. So if you can get that walkthrough experience, definitely do that, and it gives you a chance to kind of meet the seller and build a little bit of a relationship ahead of time. So that's a good comp. I'm definitely gonna see if I can use that. Let's see what the bedrooms are. So 3 and 3. Okay, so basically the first floor unit is a little better. The second floor unit is a little less. So let's just take this MLS ID and see if we can hold on to this. All right, what else do we got? This one, nice looking property, in good shape. Let's see what we got for beds and baths. So a 2 and a 3. Okay, it sold for $340. It went over asking price, 11 days on market. We'll take this ID as well. I would say, again, we'll probably be able to go higher than this one. All right, perfect. And then we have this one here, which is an outlier, but again, this is not the same town. It's a town over, so that's not going to work. This one here, I believe this one is a really big property. What do we have? 3.3, lots of square footage. Okay. And this one here, 400 even. Oh, wow. All right, well, that's a good comp. Let's see what we have for bedrooms and baths. 2 and 2, 7 days on market, $20,000 over ask. Okay, well, that's a good sign. That means that we're in pretty good shape. So let's check this one out as the last one. This is also the same town. This one sold for a good amount of money. Take this MLS ID. And we're going to go back here, and boom. Okay. So now what I'm going to do from here is I'm just going to take these MLS IDs. I'm going to go back into criteria. I'm going to look at the map. I'm going to see where overall my comps are that I pulled and just see where they are in relation to the actual house. So they're pretty close. We're not crossing too many main roads. We're staying behind this break for the majority of the comps, with the exception of this one. And we're starting to get a story. We're starting to get a story of what we're dealing with here, and we're getting closer to getting to a number. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go into my Chime system. So Chime is really awesome because within Chime, there's a CMA tool. So what it does is you can just take your MLS IDs, or you can just put the address in, and then what happens is it will create a CMA report that you can export and send to your clients or just print out. So it makes it super simple, and it's right in your CRM, so you can even tag your client in it and all that kind of stuff. So this is really good. So check this out. So I'm going to go to campaigns. I'm going to go into the CMA tool, and then we're going to go to add new, seller presentation, and we're going to go into the client name. I'm just going to put Jen, report name, duplex, and then we're going to go to address, 75 Rockland. Okay, so that's good. And hit continue. And then we're going to go in here. So this is already pulling some comps for me. You can click through these and see which ones match. A lot of these are 3 units, so we don't want to use these comps in here for the most part. It will pull some of the ones that we found already, which is really good. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go to view selected, remove all, apply filter, and I'm going to go into MLS ID, take this, and I'm going to copy this here. And then we're going to go apply. All right, so now we have our list built out. So here's all of our MLS IDs. Here are all of our comps that we pulled right out of MLS. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to go into continue. We're going to take a quick overview of these comps. $3.99. This one's pretty similar. This one's a really good comp. I would probably say this is the best comp we have. It is pending, so it's still not as valid as a sold property. But what you also can do if you're getting ready to list a property and it's pending and it's a really good comp, what I would do is maybe call the listing agent and try to get some more data on if the property went over asking price, what kind of offers they got, how much traffic they got. And some agents will open that up and talk to you about it and have a conversation, especially if they know you're going to be listing something in the area. Some won't, but again, it doesn't hurt to ask and it doesn't hurt to try, because the more data you can get for your client, the better off they're going to be. So we have these comps here, and based on this, it's looking like we're probably going to be towards that $399 $400 number, and then hopefully ride it over asking price, since we don't have much inventory and houses, especially multifamily houses in Rhode Island, are selling over asking price. So that's going to be probably the plan here, and the conversation that we have with this client is going to be like, hey, let's price this, pretty competitively. You have one of the nicer houses in the area, and it's going to get a lot of attention, and then we're going to try to drive that price up and get you the best possible offer. So this is the next screen here. We have a quick overview of the things that you can include. So if you want to edit this, you can do your About Me page. I'm just going to delete this for the sake of time. We have our team, listing templates and stuff like that we bring to the appointment. So we're not going to use everything in here, but there's a pretty good breakdown of things that you can kind of go through that it drafts up for you, and it gives a nice overview of where all the houses are, and it's dynamic. So if you send this to them via email, they're going to be able to click this stuff and check it out, which is nice. It gives side-by-side comparisons of the houses. It gives property averages, so days on market, average price per square foot, average lot size. All this stuff is important stuff that homeowners want to know, that you can have conversations with them about. So long story short, we want to go through these pages, get a quick look, and just kind of see what pages we want, what pages we don't want. And at the end, this page here, I would probably say let's get rid of that as well. I get rid of the net sheet page because we have our own net sheet that we sit down and do with the client. I'm going to get rid of this page as well because that's going to be covered in our listing appointment. Dump that page. All right, so long story short, we have quite a few pages left here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into continue, and we're going to go into confirm. What I do want to do is go back in here and edit this one more time, because I didn't put the estimate here. So I'll put 400,000. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to do a price suggestion of $389 to $399 for a listing price. So once we have that, we're going to hit continue. Continue again. Confirm. And then from here, it's just going to generate. So it takes about 2 or 3 minutes to generate. And then from here, we're going to be able to basically get our CMA, send it out to the client, schedule a follow-up consultation, whether that's through the phone, on Zoom, or in person. If you can get the in-person appointment, it's even better. In-person appointments are always good. But if not, try to get it on Zoom. You can go through it, explain it, answer any questions that they have. And then from there, you want to work on securing that listing and getting a photographer out there to take professional photos if you do that, and just getting it on the market and trying to get your seller the best price. But hopefully this explained how you can do a CMA report in a very short amount of time and get something that's accurate, detailed, and something that your seller is going to love. So I hope this helped out. And if you're interested in Chime CRM, I highly recommend them. There's an affiliate link down below for a demo where they'll walk you through all the features of it and all the things that you might want to use. So feel free to check that out. They do a really good job, and our team's been really happy with them. So if you have any questions about CMA reports, drop that in the comment section below, and I'll do everything I can to get back to you and help you out. Thanks so much for tuning in, and you have a great day.